Spirit Pet Creation Simulator Chapter 1. If English text doesn't appear, then scroll down a bit and everything will be fixed. Urbewu. Urbewu. A heart-piercing cry resounded in the small woods, and saw a 15-year-old boy lying on the ground with one foot fiercely stepped on his head. But at this time the boy didn't care about the feet on his head at all. His eyes were red, he looked forward, and shouted hoarsely. There lay a husky, motionless, full of blood. Faced with the call of the young man, there was no response at all. He was obviously dead. Yeqian, you remember to Laozi that there are some people that you can't afford to offend in this life. This time they just cost your dog's life. Next time I dare to provoke Laozi, it's your life. A voice of disdain came from the young man, exactly what the person who stepped on his head said. That person also looks about the same age as Yeqian, but he is much stronger than him, and there are many younger brothers to follow him. The most important thing is that a terrifying wolf that is as tall as an adult is crawling beside him. Yeqian's husky Urbewu died at the mouth of the wolf. Hearing the threatening words of the young man, Yeqian's eyes full of tears turned scarlet, as if a cloud of anger was burning in his eyes. Zhou Wei, I am going to kill you, I am going to kill you. Yeqian roared, struggling to get up, but saw Zhou Wei's foot force. The head that had just been lifted came into close contact with the ground again. Kill me? Ha ha ha, you are worthy, but now I want to kill you, as simple as a thought. After all, the wolf beside him is still get up. The evil wolf's mouth was facing Yeqian's face, and Yeqian almost couldn't help but spit it out with the stench. Looking at the big mouth of the blood basin in front of him, Yeqian was actually in fear. At this moment, a soft but icy female voice sounded, rescuing Yeqian from fear. Enough. What she was talking about was an ice beauty girl who was very beautiful and looked at the scene all the time. When Yeqian was defeated, she was silent. When Urbewu was killed, she was silent, but at this time she finally spoke. You killed his spirit pet, and you have beaten him. It should be over. Anyway, he is also my younger brother in name. Don't make it difficult for me, Ice Beauty said. Zhou Wei is hearing this frowned, but he seems to have also somewhat dreaded this iceberg beauty, so he had to withdraw his feet. For Ruoxi senior sister's face, I will let this waste go once, let's go. After all, Zhou Wei greeted the boys and the evil after the wolf, he left directly. Yeqian quickly climbed to the Urbewu corpse and felt the coldness on it. Although Yeqian did not speak, tears kept falling. This is not just a pet, it is the only thought left to him by his parents. It seems that I feel Yeqian's sadness, and Ice Beauty's face also shows a rare sympathy. You. She walked to Yeqian's side, just about to speak, but when she saw Yeqian, she got up abruptly, hugged Urbewu's corpse, and moved towards a go in the direction. When passing by her, Yeqian glanced at her, but there was no half of emotion in his eyes, just like treating a stranger. Ice Beauty was taken aback. Yeqian had never dared to show such an attitude to her before. After leaving the small forest, Yeqian went directly to the mountainside, dug a hole with his bare hands, and drenched with blood in his hands, but he didn't seem to feel it at all. Wow! No one was around. Yeqian finally couldn't help the sadness in his heart, sobbing, and preparing to put Urbewu into the pit middle. At this moment, a seemingly true and seemingly illusory mechanical sound rang in his mind. Ding! System is activated by the host's bloodline and has been successfully turned on. Spirit Pet Creation Simulator is at your service. This sudden voice made Ye, who was howling and crying. Qian stopped abruptly. System. He is a little familiar with this term. It seems that the Earth and stars before the new era had this term, but it only exists in the legend, and didn't expect actually came true for him. About 500 years ago, the planet Earth experienced an unprecedented catastrophe. This catastrophe directly opened a new era for the planet Earth. The great catastrophe began with a meteor shower. The meteor glided by, but the sky cracked a huge black hole, which could not be healed for a long time. Countless monsters emerged from the black hole and descended on the Earth star. The humans of these monsters and Earth stars have never seen them before. Some exist only in legends, and some are not even mentioned in legends. These monsters were called evil spirits by humans at the time. The evil spirits descended on the planet, but they did not live in peace with humans. On the contrary, they feed on humans and slaughter them madly. And weak human beings cannot resist at all. Fortunately, they have strong technological strength. Although only those technological weapons with great formidable power can pose a threat to monsters, they also leave a breathing space for mankind. Humans began to build base cities, divide safety sectors, defend against evil spirits, retain the fire of human civilization, and survive in the cracks. And humans are worthy of being intelligent creatures that can grow in adversity. Several decades later, some scientists discovered that there is a special substance in the evil spirit physique. If this substance is taken by someone, that person will have a certain probability of mutation. After the mutation, human beings will have the strength to fight evil spirits. But there is a drawback here, that is, the success rate is not big, and if it fails, it will die. After that great catastrophe, the number of humans has dropped sharply, unable to take such a big risk, so some scientists turned their attention to animals. They found that animals can also mutate after taking the special substances in spirit physique, and the success rate is much larger than that of humans. So, humans used this discovery to create many mutated animals, but after the animals mutated, they will become more irritable and out of human control. Just when the scientists were racking their brains, someone unexpectedly discovered that humans can actually sign soul contracts with mutated animals. Once signed, the mutated animals will be as obedient as pets, and as long as the spirit strength is strong enough, they can sign a contract with them. So, a new profession appeared. Control the Spirit Master. These mutant animals also have a new name, Spirit Pet. Spirit Pet Creation Simulator. Is it related to Spirit Pet? Ye Qianxin thought. Just when he was about to call system in his heart, the mechanical sound rang again. Initial rewards, 1 mysterious treasure chest. Is it open? Mysterious treasure chest. Ye Qianxin was taken aback again, subconsciously replied yes in his mind. Immediately, he seemed to have hallucinations. In front of his eyes, a treasure chest emitting golden rays of light suddenly opened, and 4 things burst out. A ball of black flame, a drop of scarlet blood, a ball of almost transparent light, and a worn-out vintage pocket watch. Spirit Pet Creation Simulator Chapter 2. What the hell are these? And, what the hell are you? Ye Qianxin finally couldn't help asking. This system is called Spirit Pet Creation Simulator. As the name implies, the host can create a spirit pet through the system's independent simulation, with a high degree of freedom. At the same time, the created spirit pet is 100% loyal to the host. Materials are needed to create a spirit pet. The host can find it by himself, or explode the materials through the mysterious treasure chest. The system will provide the host with mysterious treasure chests from time to time. Ye Qianxin finally understood the explanation of system, and he couldn't help getting excited. In this era, if you want to survive, you can only become a spirit master. It is not difficult to become a spirit master. As long as the spirit strength is strong enough, you can sign a contract with Spirit Pet. But the point is that the production of Spirit Pet is too difficult. Not only does it require special substances in spirit physique, it is not necessarily successful. As a result, the price of a spirit pet is very expensive, even the one with a price but no market. The production line of spirit pet is monopolized by the government and some large powers. Even if someone can obtain special substances from evil spirits, they cannot create spirit pet. Today's Yechianxing is different. He who relies on the system can not only create spirit pets, but also has a high degree of freedom, completely based on his own will. Materials are needed to create a spirit pet. Yechianxing looked at the 4 materials in front of him, and he might be able to create a powerful spirit pet. With Yechianxing's concentration, these 4 materials information began to appear in his mind. Blue light group, a group of mysterious soul, 3-star material. Black flame, the fire of hell, a kind of fire from the nether, can burn the soul, 5-star material. Blood drop, a drop of blood from a mansion of a far ancient god, containing terrifying energy, 4-star and half material. Broken pocket watch, an ancient forbidden thing to wear, has the ability to manipulate time, currently in a broken state, 5-star material. The so-called star rating is the level defined by the system for these materials. It is currently divided into 10 stars. In theory, the higher the star rating, the stronger the ability and potential. But it also depends on how Yechianxing uses it. If it is used well, it may be worth the money, but if it is not used well, it is equivalent to a waste. The 4 material stars in front of me are all quite high. It seems that the initial reward box is good. Materials can still be found on their own. Can everything in the world be used as materials, including spirit pet itself? Yechianxing asked quickly as if thinking of something. In theory, yes. After receiving a reply from the system, Yechianxing quickly looked towards the corpse lying in the pit. Erbewu. Mutated husky, spirit pet with special bloodline, current status is severely injured/dying, 5-star material. Special bloodline? 5-star material? Yechianxing has always felt that Erbewu is an ordinary spirit pet, with a very low level, because although it has mutated, it is still not much different from an ordinary husky. But seeing the definition given by system, Erbewu is by no means as ordinary as he thought. Erbewu it was left to him by his parents, so does it mean that his parents are not ordinary person either? Although there are many doubts in his heart, Yechianxing can't think about so much at this time, because there is a sentence that hit his heart. Status, Seriously Injured Spirit Pet Creation Simulator Chapter 3. Ding. Please sign a contract with Spirit Pet as soon as possible. The system hint sounded again. After signing a contract, he can truly be called Spirit Master. For others, only after signing a contract will Spirit Pet be truly loyal to him, but this problem does not exist for Yechianxing. Spirit Pet created by system is 100% loyal to him. However, signing a contract also has several advantages. First, after signing the contract, the Spirit Master can create a contract space in which the Spirit Pet can stay. If the Spirit Pet is injured, it can recover faster than the outside world in the contract space. Second, the Spirit Master will have a soul connection with the Spirit Pet, and communication will be much more convenient. For others, what they worry about is not whether they can contract, because it is easy to want to contract, as long as the spirit strength is not too weak. What they worry about is that Spirit Pet does not have a contract with them. But Yechianxing is different. What he is worried about is the spirit strength problem, because he was injured when he was very young, which caused him to lose most of his memories before the age of 3. His spirit strength has also been greatly traumatized. Although he has not become a fool, he will have a headache if he thinks carefully about one thing now. This is the repercussions of spirit strength damage. System, my spirit strength is damaged, can I make a contract? Yechianxing asked. The product produced by system, it must be a high-quality product. Don't worry about the host, just do it. Since system has said so, Yechianxing didn't think much about it, he bit it. Index finger, press a drop of blood on the center of the eyebrow of Erbewu. And Erbewu did not resist either. After 1 minute, Yechianxing was surprised to find that the contract had succeeded. and at the moment of success, a scene suddenly flashed in his mind, which was what his parents looked like. Ye Qianxing was stunned. The memories he had lost included things about his parents. Before this, he didn't remember the appearance and name of his parents at all. Regarding his parents, he only remembered Wu. But now, he actually thought of his parents. Could it be that after contracting Spirit Pet, my spirit strength was restored? It is the system's credit. Ye Qianxing speculated, this is the only possibility, for the Spirit Pet contract pet system helped him repair some spirit strength. In other words, it is possible for my memory to be completely restored. Ye Qianxing flashes through a bright light in his eyes, and his face is filled with joy. Perhaps after recovering the memory, he will be able to remember who his parents are, and may even find them. Not having a parent has always been a sore point in his heart. Master. Just as Ye Qianxing was thinking about things, a slightly childish voice rang in his mind. Ye Qianxing looked up subconsciously. Wu was in front of him, looking at him, and the voice in his mind was the communication between their souls. Wu, can you change the way you were before? It's cool but it's easy to scare people. Ye Qianxing asked. In fact, he just asked casually, who expected Wu to give a good answer. Next moment, the black flame on Wu disappeared, and the body shape returned to the previous shape. This guy actually still has this ability. This is also good. If you encounter a battle in the future, you can also confuse the opponent, make the opponent despise yourself, and achieve the effect of playing the pig to eat the tiger. The sky is getting darker and darker. Ye Qianxing will Wu enter the contract space, then leave the mountainside and rush home. However, this so-called home in Ye Qianxing's heart has no feelings at all. At the age of 3, Ye Qianxing's parents disappeared and he was sent to an orphanage. After 3 years in the orphanage, when he was 6 years old, he was adopted by his family, which is what he is now. Ye Qianxing, who thought he could finally feel the warmth of the family, was very excited, but in fact at first his adoptive parents were really good to him. However, it didn't take long for his spirit strength to be damaged by his adoptive parents. His adoptive parents adopted him because they only have one daughter but no son. Although their daughter's spirit strength is much stronger than Pier's, and the future is bound to be a powerful spirit master, they still hope to have a son. It doesn't matter if the son is more ordinary. But Ye Qianxing's spiritual strength is damaged, which almost means that he cannot contract Spirit Pet, and will only become a lower level person and the others in the future. This is not acceptable to them. Therefore, his adoptive parents even went to the orphanage to make a fuss, saying that they would return him back. At the time, there was a lot of trouble in the orphanage, and Ye Qianxing received a lot of attention. Of course, it's endless ridicule and occasional sympathy. However, because there is a law that after adopting orphans, they must be held responsible, so they finally reluctantly accepted Ye Qianxing. It's just that their attitude towards Ye Qianxing has become extremely bad. They often beat and scold, seeming to count all the faults on him. And Ye Qianxing has always been obedient. After all, people have to bow their heads under the eaves, and he has to rely on this family to survive. This forbearance, I endured it for nearly 10 years. His family is in a residential unit building near the outer circle area in Jiangnan City. In this era, evil spirits are raging, and human territory is becoming less and less. To be honest, it is good to be able to live in a community. More than half of the people in Jiangnan City can only live in the kind of group rented houses or basements. Usually, it is common for more than a dozen people to live in a room of more than 100 square meters. Pushing open the door and returning home, Ye Qianxing saw his adoptive parents and his cheap elder sister sitting on the sofa. His cheap elder sister is the ice beauty who stopped Zhou Wei before, named Lin Ruoxi. Ye Qianxing's original impression of her was not good but not bad. Although she always seemed to look down on Ye Qianxing a little bit, She did not always expel her anger on him like her adoptive parents. Ye Qianxing at least doesn't hate her. But after today's incident, Ye Qianxing was completely disappointed with Lin Ruoxi. When Wu was bitten by Zhou Wei's spirit pet, Lin Ruoxi was by the side. She has the ability to stop, but she chose to remain indifferent. Although Wu shouldn't be dead and came alive, this matter is still a knot in Ye Qianxing's heart. Seeing Ye Qianxing coming back, the adoptive mother Qian frowned, looked at him with scrutiny, and asked sternly. I came back so late, where I went to fool around, the clothes are so dirty, I can tell you, if this dress is broken, I won't buy you a new one. You will be naked in the future. Go to school. Ye Qianxing has long been accustomed to the words of her adoptive mother, so she walked to her room in silence at this time. Spirit Pet Creation Simulator Chapter 4. But what made Ye Qianxing didn't expect was that Qian didn't plan to just let it go this time. Qian became even more angry when he ignored herself. Did you grow up to have a temper, dare to ignore me, you believing or not I will drive you out, let you be an orphan with a dead father and a mother again. Just cursing is not enough, Qian also got up and gave Ye Qianxing a violent push. Ye Qianxing, who was originally weak and fell down as soon as he was pushed, was completely motionless at this time, and Qian's strength seemed to have no effect on him. And this makes Qian even more unhappy. Mom, all right, let him go back and rest. Just when Qian was about to show off, Lin Ruoxi finally persuaded her. She knew that Ye Qianxing had just gone through a farewell to life and death, and she must be in a bad mood now, and it won't be good if her mind gets hot and does something. Although she has always looked down on this younger brother, she doesn't want things to make too much trouble. Yes, daughter-in-law, don't get angry for him. Anyway, he will reach the age of legal manhood soon, so we don't need to raise him. Lin Kaiquan, the adoptive father on the side, also persuaded. In this era, 16 is the legal age of majority. Ye Qianxing will be 16 in a few months. When the time comes, he will definitely be kicked out of the house. And when Ye Qianxing heard Qian's dead father and mother, his body trembled fiercely, and his anger came from his heart. The disappearance of his parents has always been a pain in his heart. Although there is no memory of his parents have always been his bottom line. It is okay to beat him and scold him, but dare to insult his parents is absolutely unbearable. You'd better take back what you just said. Ye Qianxing turned around abruptly, his voice was full of anger, and his eyes stared at Qian coldly. This shocked Qian. She was actually shocked by Ye Qianxing's imposing manner. She has no doubt that as long as she dares to say a word, this familiar but unfamiliar teenager will do it. But the arrogance that she had cultivated over the years did not allow her to admit her counsel, so even though Qian was shiver coldly under the watch of Ye Qianxing, she never said a word. Ye Qianxing, calm down. At this moment, with swords drawn and bows bent, a cold voice rang, and Lin Ruoxi blocked Qian's body. Forward. In fact, Ye Qianxing's sudden change made her a little surprised. At this moment, she seemed to feel that the boy in front of her had become unfamiliar. The horrible imposing manner released by Ye Qianxing at this time made her feel a little scared. But she will never allow her mother to be hurt, so she resolutely stands in front of Qian, and at the same time prepares summon Spirit Pet at all times. As Lin Ruoxi, whose spirit strength was stronger than Pierre's when she was young, even if her innate talent is from peak in the whole Jiangnan city, she has now contracted a powerful F-rank Spirit Pet. Whether the spirit strength of the Spirit Master is strong or not determines the quantity and quality of Spirit Pets they can contract. Spirit strength can be cultivated through nurturing, but there is an upper limit. The upper limit depends on the strength of the spiritual innate talent that controls the Spirit Master. If the innate talent controls the Spirit Master, the upper limit of their spirit strength is relatively high, and if the innate talent generally controls the Spirit Master, the upper limit is naturally very low. It seems that the appearance of Lin Ruoxi gave Chi Yan a sense of security. She was no longer so scared, and her gaze looking towards Ye Qianxing became even more unhappy. It's really the opposite. I've worked so hard for 10 years to raise your thankless wretch. I even dared to threaten me. I was blinded when I took you. Get out of me, get out of my house now. Qi Yan pointed at Ye Qianxing and yelled. Lin Ruoxi frowned, just about to say something, but Ye Qianxing spoke first. Okay, I don't want to stay here for a long time. In the past few years, when have you treated me as a family member? This family, don't worry about it. On the dimly lit street, Ye Qianxing stood still carrying a suitcase, seeming to be thinking about something. Just now, he has completely broken with his adoptive parents. Since you don't want to stay anymore, just go away. With your rubbish aptitude, in today's society, you are a complete waste. Without me, it is a question of whether you can live a day. Thinking of Qi Yan's words before leaving, Ye Qianxing smiled contemptuously in his heart. Are you alive? He who owns the system is not thinking about how to live at all, but to live better, better than everyone else. One silhouette appeared in Ye Qianxing's sight. His figure was lithe and graceful and heavenly immortal, but there was no expression on his face, like an iceberg. It is Lin Ruoxi, who was his nominal elder sister 10 minutes ago, and now they have nothing to do with each other. Why are you here? Ye Qianxing asked, his voice contained no emotion. He was extremely disappointed in this family. You go back and apologize to my mother now, I will persuade her to keep you. Lin Ruoxi said. Ye Qianxing was slightly taken aback when he heard Lin Ruoxi's words. Based on his understanding of Lin Ruoxi, this iceberg-like woman is impossible to say such things. But Ye Qianxing didn't feel good about her because of this, and his tone was still emotionless. I will not go back, let alone apologize, and I am not wrong, and I don't need to apologize. It seems that I heard the stubbornness in Ye Qianxing's words. Lin Ruoxi. There was a moment of silence, and then he took a wad of money from his pocket. Whether it is food and lodging outside, I need money. My ability is limited. Only these. Lin Ruoxi passed the money to Ye Qianxing. Ye Qianxing was taken aback again. Lin Ruoxi's performance surprised him a bit. Is this sympathy? Or charity? But Ye Qianxing hesitated for a moment and accepted it, because he really needed the money. Although he is confident that he will not be short of money in the future with his ability, but tonight, he needs to find a place to live. He is now penniless. Ye Qianxing gave Lin Ruoxi a meaningful look. It seems that she is not too unkind. She has been with her for 10 years, and she has been an elder sister for 10 years. Even if she raises a dog, she has feelings, even more how is a human being. This also made Ye Qianxing's resentment towards her a little lighter. I borrowed the money for you, and I will definitely repay it in the future. Ye Qianxing said. Lin Ruoxi didn't speak anymore, but turned around and left. With his suitcase, Ye Qianxing suffered untold hardships, searched for a few hours before finally finding a relatively cheap shared apartment. The apartment has 1 living room and 2 rooms. The area is small, but it is very good in this era. The monthly rent of 2,000, directly spent half of the money Lin Ruoxi gave him. But Ye Qianxing did not feel distressed. This little money can be earned back in minutes. The landlord said that there is a girl living in the other room of this apartment, but that girl is quite mysterious. She is often away from home, and seems to have a bad temper. Let Ye Qianxing pay attention to it. The word mysterious made Ye Qianxing a little curious, but it was just curious. After finishing the room, he fell asleep. The next day, Ye Qianxing went to school after washing up. The tuition is paid once a year. This year's has been paid, and it is impossible to refund. As soon as he entered the classroom, Ye Qianxing heard a familiar voice. Oh, this is only 1 night, the injury is healed, and the recovery ability is good. You don't need to look at Ye Qianxing, you know who is talking, it is the bullying yesterday. He almost killed Zhou Wei of Erbeiwu Spirit Pet Creation Simulator Chapter 5. It's really there's a road to heaven yet you don't walk it. Hell has no way to break in. Ye Qianxing's eyes flashed a coldness. He is planning to take revenge, so this guy just finds himself come home. Ye Qianxing, your spirit pet is dead, why are you coming to school? Zhou Wei walked to Ye Qianxing's body and looked at him with a sneer, but because Ye Qianxing was a head taller than him, Zhou Wei had to look up at him. It creates a visual experience of looking up. In fact, Ye Qianxing was originally only 1 meter and 7 meters tall, about the same height as Zhou Wei. But perhaps because of inheriting a tenth of the Hellhound's strength, even his body has been remodeled, and his height has risen directly to 1.75 meters. Zhou Wei also realized this embarrassing problem, and suddenly became unhappy. I saw Lao Tzu talking to you, I don't know if I lower my head. While talking, Zhou Wei also raised his hand, moved towards Ye Qianxing and patted his head, looking at his strength not small. If you change to Ye Qianxing before, this slap will definitely be settled, but unfortunately, today is different, and Zhou Wei will be in trouble. Zhou Wei's hand stopped abruptly, and Ye Qianxing's wrist was clasped. Do you dare to fight back? Zhou Wei was taken aback, and then he was furious, tyrannically abused power for so long, no one dared to fight back with him yet. Extremely angry, Zhou Wei increased his strength a bit, trying to get rid of Ye Qianxing's hand. Only then did I realize that Ye Qianxing's strength was surprisingly strong, and the hand clasped on his wrist was like a pair of iron tongs, and he couldn't get rid of it at all. Fight back. I will show you what a real fight back is. Ye Qianxing's voice is cold, and the next moment he hears ka-cha, a crisp sound. Zhou Wei's wrist was directly broken by him. Zhou Wei screamed, but Ye Qianxing remained unmoved, kicking him on his abdomen again, and kicking it directly for a few meters away. This is Ye Qianxing's hand, otherwise he will use 1/10 of the full strength attack of the Hellhound, not to mention Zhou Wei, even an ordinary F-rank spirit pet feel good. This is just interest. Our account will be calculated slowly in the future. Ye Qianxing said coldly to Zhou Wei. Under the eyes of the school, he was impossible to kill, and he was not capable of killing, but that didn't mean that he just let it go. If it weren't for the arrival of System, Erbeiwu would undoubtedly die, and his resentment towards Zhou Wei had already reached the level of murderous intent. Ye Qianxing's powerful counter-attack directly stunned the entire classroom silently. They are all very familiar with Ye Qianxing. The most useless one in the class is not only an orphan without a father or a mother, but also I heard that there are obstacles in spirit strength, unable to contract spirit pet, and it is destined to be a lower level in the future. The previous Ye Qianxing had always been a bullying existence in their eyes, but now that it has changed, Ye Qianxing has become unfamiliar to them. Not only did he dare to resist Zhou Wei, he actually defeated him in minutes. You must know that Zhou Wei himself is a black belt in Taekwondo. Generally, it is no problem to fight 2 or 3 students. How could you be defeated by such a weak Ye Qianxing? Boss, are you okay? Zhou Wei's henchman rushed to his side and helped him up. Kill me to death. Zhou Wei complexion ashen is angrily roared. But those henchmans have seen Ye Qianxing's greatness. Even the boss is not an opponent. Where did they dare to go? So you look at me and I see you, but no one is going. You rubbish, let me get out of here. Zhou Wei's face became more ugly, he pushed a few brothers away, and then crouched and glared at Ye Qianxing. You trash, you dare to beat Lao Tzu, Lao Tzu makes you regret living in this world. Ironback Wolf, come out. Zhou Wei shouted, and then a colorful vortex appeared beside him, which was the contract space. One leg emerged from it, and the second leg slowly, the wolf's head, the wolf's body, and the wolf's tail. After a while, a huge wolf appeared. I saw that this wolf is more than twice the size of an ordinary wolf, with sharp fangs. The strangest thing is that it has no hair on its back, but sharp iron thorns. This is Zhou Wei's spirit pet, Ironback Grey Wolf. With the Ironback Wolf by the side, Zhou Wei's imposing manner also instantly changed, although I don't know why Ye Qianxing suddenly became so powerful. But no matter how great he is only a person, an individual, impossible to be the opponent of Spirit Pet. Ironback, give me birth to tear him. Spirit Pet, Ironback Grey Wolf Attribute, Combat Element Evaluation, 1.5 stars level, F3 Abilities, Claw, Bite, Ironback Impact Weakness, Flight System / Ghost System, the abdomen is its most vulnerable place, Promotion Conditions, Monster Wolf Blood Essence 1 drop. Evolution Route, non-Ironback Grey Wolf's attribute table appearing in front of Ye Qianxing, the system's evaluation of it is 1.5 stars, which means that both the future development potential and the combat effectiveness in the spirit pet of the same level are very ordinary. It is not comparable to Erbeiwu's 5-star level at all. Ye Qianxing squinted his eyes, but did not immediately show Erbeiwu summon, because he wanted to see if his current battle strength can be compared with the normal F-rank 3-stage spirit pet war. Although Ye Qianxing is confident that his strength can be comparable to the average F-rank spirit pet, he has not tried it after all. This is a good opportunity. Ironback, tear him up for me. Zhou Wei roared angrily, and the Ironback wolf suddenly roared, scaring many students in the classroom. Trembling. But Ye Qianxing remained unmoved at all, and even a fighting intent flashed in his eyes. Just as the Ironback Grey Wolf was about to leave, suddenly a crisp but majestic female voice sounded. Zhou Wei, what do you want to do? Don't you know that summon is not allowed to come out of spirit pet in the classroom? The one who was talking was someone who seemed to be about the same age as Ye Qianxing the girl. The girl is tall and has an outstanding appearance, but the protruding area is not obvious, but it may be because of her young age. The girl's silence instantly attracted the attention of everyone in the classroom, including Zhou Wei. The Ironback wolf also stopped at this time, looking towards Zhou Wei with humanized eyes, as if asking him whether to continue. Zhou Wei obviously changed his expression when he saw the girl, but immediately looked towards Ye Qianxing, his eyes filled with anger again. Go. Obtained Zhou Wei's order, the Ironback Grey Wolf no longer hesitated, and instantly leaped towards Ye Qianxing, and his 2 sharp claws moved towards him fiercely. Zhou Wei, you dare! The girl was shocked, but it was too late to stop. She could only watch the Ironback wolf attack Ye Qianxing. Many students in the classroom couldn't help closing their eyes, as if they didn't want to see the next bloody scene. At this time in everyone's hearts, Ye Qianxing is already a dead person, because they have never heard of someone who can compete with Spirit Pet by their own ability. Zhou Wei showed a sneer, his eyes fixed on Ye Qianxing, and a yin-line laugh was still heard in his mouth. He, Ye Qianxing, dare to provoke me, this is your end, let's make a hard lunch. Spirit Pet Creation Simulator Chapter 6. If English text doesn't appear, then scroll down a bit and everything will be fixed. Seeing that the 2 claws of the Ironback Grey Wolf were about to touch Ye Qianxing, Zhou Wei seemed to see the scene of his brain cracking and he kept sneering. But, next moment, his sneer freezes. Turned to surprise, because I saw the Ironback Wolf's body suddenly stopped. Ye Qianxing's eyes have turned into 2 deep black hole vortex. One of the skills the Hellhound gave him, Shock. It can cause temporary stuns to opponents not higher than 2 levels. The stun time is determined by the strength of the opponent and the caster. Ye Qianxing is not strong yet, but a few seconds are enough to shock him, and a few seconds are enough for him to do a lot of things. Get out of my sight! Ye Qianxing loudly shouted, leg raised, kicking on the belly of the Ironback Grey Wolf. The Ironback Grey Wolf suddenly let out a mournful cry, flew back and fell to the ground. The abdomen is the weakness of all wolf creatures. Even Morehouse system has said that the weakness of the iron-back wolf is the abdomen. How could Ye Qianxing ignore it? The screams and falling sound of the iron-back wolf made the students in the classroom open their eyes, and suddenly sighed. I am not dreaming, am I? Ye Qianxing actually defeated the iron-back wolf. Is this guy still a human? How can I defeat Spirit Pet by manpower alone? Even more, how is it a ferocious Spirit Pet like a wolf? Everyone found it incredible, and the girl who had discouraged Zhou Wei before was also stunned. As for Zhou Wei, at this time he is even the boss with his eyes open and his mouth full of impossible. Ayo! The iron-backed grey wolf who fell to the ground screamed wildly and stood up. Although it was still a little staggered, it was not fatal. It seems that Ye Qianxing's single blow cannot kill it even if it hits its weakness, but this does not mean that Ye Qianxing is inferior to it. Ye Qianxing just now was just trying to give it a try, so he didn't use all his strength. The iron-backed grey wolf arched its body and grinned. It was obviously an expression of extreme anger to make this kind of action. The iron thorns on its back are erected one after another, like a hedgehog. If it hits the body, it may be able to pierce a person into a funnel. Ye Qianxing knew that the iron-backed grey wolf was about to prepare for a big move, so he also concentrated one's mind, clenched his fists, and was ready for battle. Just when the iron-backed grey wolf pounced on Ye Qianxing again, and Ye Qianxing was always ready to show deterrence, the girl just shouted again. Fire, come out! As the voice fell, a stream of heat instantly filled the entire classroom, and the temperature suddenly increased. As soon as the iron-backed grey wolf's body leaped, he saw a ball of flame rushing towards it. The iron-backed grey wolf was hit by the flames and flew out. When he stood up again, a look of fear flashed in his eyes. Ye Qianxing turned his head and looked around, only to see a bird appeared next to the girl. Although it is a bird, its physique is comparable to that of a young eagle, with fiery red feathers all over the body. The sudden heat flow comes from this bird. Spirit Pet, Fire Spirit Bird, Vermilion Bird Bloodline, Attribute, Fire Element Rating, 4-star level, Growth Type, Level, F9 Ability, Flame Impact Weakness, Water Element Spirit Pet Creation Simulator Chapter 7. On the playground, Ye Qianxing and Xia Xiao ran side by side. Xiao Yu, in fact, you don't need to be punished at all. This is obviously my personal enmity with Zhou Wei. Ye Qianxing smiled softly at Xia Xiao. In fact, he is very familiar with Xia Xiao. It's not an exaggeration to call childhood sweethearts. Xia Xiao is an orphan like him. They met when they were in the orphanage and are good friends, but Xia Xiao's luck is much better than him. Xia Xiao showed strong spirit strength, innate talent since he was a child, and was directly adopted by the branch president of the Jiangnan Royal Management Association. The Royal Management Association has a branch in every base city. It was established at the beginning of the new era. It can be said to be a superpower that can compete with the national army. Xia Xiao was adopted by branch president of Jiangnan City, and his status is also as the tide rises, the boat floats. She is an excellent innate talent, and she has countless resources, and her strength can be regarded as a well-known figure among the younger generation. I thought that there would be no intersection, but they were also put into a class at school, which is not fate. Brother Xing, you don't say this, I'm impossible to watch Zhou Wei bullying you. Xia Xiao said, sweetly smiled, and Ye Qianxing couldn't help but feel it. It's warm. There are also some bad children in the orphanage who always bully Xia Xiao. At that time, he had always been protecting Xia Xiao. Now this little girl plans to protect him in turn. I'm a dignified man, why do I need your protection as a girl? Didn't you see that I beat Zhou Wei to the ground? With that, Ye Qianxing still holds it. Make a fist and pretend to be fierce. Xia Xiao Puqi smiled. But brother Xing, you are indeed a lot better, and you can actually beat Zhou Wei. Xia Xiao just gave a compliment, but did not ask Yechianxing why he is so powerful all of a sudden up. It's not that she is not curious, but she knows that everyone has their own secrets. She believes Yechianxing will tell her if she wants to tell her without asking her. By the way, brother Xing, I heard. Xia Xiao seemed to be thinking of something, her face suddenly changed, and she didn't know how to speak when she was halfway through it. What? Yechianxing asked in confusion. Brother Xing, I seem to have heard Zhou Wei say that he killed Erbe Wu. While talking, Xia Xiao's eyes were also red. Her relationship with Erbe Wu is also very good, because Yechianxing and Erbe Wu entered the orphanage together. Girl has always liked such cute animals, and Xia Xiao is no exception. In the past few years, her relationship with Erbe Wu is also very good, and now I heard that Erbe Wu is dead. Why not be sad? Not just sadness, but guilt flashed in her eyes. She knew that Zhou Wei had to deal with Yechianxing because of her. As the daughter of the branch elder of the Jiangnan Royal Management Association, she is extremely beautiful. Zhou Wei has confessed to her a long time ago, but Xia Xiao doesn't like him at all. On the contrary, she has a very good relationship with Yechianxing. Every day she talks, laughs, and fights, which makes Zhou Wei jealous, but also deeply unhappy. In his opinion, the woman he can't get can never be let others get it, even more how Yechianxing is a waste of spirit strength obstacles without father or mother in his eyes. Xia Xiao is willing to get along with this kind of waste, but he doesn't respond to him, which makes his self-esteem, which has always been expert, a big blow. Zhou Wei naturally didn't dare to vent his unhappiness on Xia Xiao, so he focused on Yechianxing. There was also the first scene, hiding in the grove where Yechianxing went home and passing by, and then fiercely taught him a lesson. Yechianxing saw the guilt in Xia Xiao's eyes and touched her head with a smile. Silly girl, it's not your fault. The source of all sins is Zhou Wei. I taught him to charge a little interest today. I will settle the real account with him slowly. Yechianxing couldn't help but squeezed his fist. Feeling the killing intent exuded by Yechianxing, Xia Xiao's heart trembled. At this moment, she seemed to feel a little strange from Yechianxing. The advent of system has completely changed Yechianxing. From now on, he will no longer be intimidated and humiliated. Feeling Xia Xiao's nervousness, Yechianxing quickly put away the killing intent, and then gave a gentle smile. At present, he has only expressed this gentle expression to Xia Xiao. Besides, Erbe Wu is not dead, he is alive and well, don't believe me. With that, Yechianxing opened the contract space. Erbe Wu, the silhouette of Xia Xiao, soon appeared. When she saw Xia Xiao, Erbe Wu plunged into her arms, rubbing her head on a slightly raised area, causing Yechianxing to be jealous. Hatred. I can't wait to swap bodies with Erbe Wu. Damn, you fucking dog, come over to Laozi. Yechianxing cursed. Erbe Wu looked at Yechianxing with his exclusive disdainful eyes. Take a glance, and then continue to rub back and forth unscrupulously. When Xia Xiao saw Erbe Wu, she was overjoyed, and she hugged him tightly. But then she seemed to have thought of something, and looked towards Yechianxing with a look of surprise, to be precise the entrance to the contracted space beside him. Have you reached a contract with Erbe Wu? Have you become a spirit master? No wonder Xia Xiao was so surprised, it is really the eyeball impact of this matter. It's too big, so she won't be surprised if she is anybody, but Yechianxing is definitely an exception. Having known Yechianxing for so long, Xia Xiao knows him no better. He suffered a head injury when he was a child, and there are obstacles in spirit strength. Unless he can find a treasure to heal the soul, it is basically an impossible contract spirit pet. If it is a strong act, it can only be counterproductive. Suffering a backlash can cause serious injuries and death. Well, I am good luck, and I got some treasures, which not only cured Erbe Wu, but also cured my soul's old illness. Yechian seeing impossible told the system about things, so I had to made up a reason. It's not that he doesn't trust Xia Xiao, but this kind of thing is too mysterious. If she doesn't say that she is believing or not, even if she believes it, knowing too much is not good for her. Although Xia Xiao thought Yeqingxing's reason was too ridiculous, there was really no other explanation, so she had to believe it. Brother Xing, now that you have become a spirit master, you will not be eliminated in this final assessment. Xia Xiao looked happy, because it will be the final assessment soon. When the time comes, students will be divided into classes based on the results of the assessment. When the time comes, innate talent, excellent students can enter the first class and second class top class classes, while innate talents generally enter the class ordinary classes. As for those who cannot contract Spirit Pet, they will be dismissed by the school. Spirit Pet Creation Simulator Chapter 8. From the school's point of view, if you are not able to contract Spirit Pet at the age of 16, then the probability of becoming a Spirit Master in the future is very small. Even if it can be achieved, the potential is extremely limited and it is not worth wasting resources to cultivate. The previous Yechian scene was basically destined to be dismissed. Xia Xiao couldn't help it. Even if her adoptive father is the branch president of Jiangnan City, she could not interfere in this matter. But now that Yechian Xin has become the spirit master, all worries have disappeared. Even if he can only enter the ordinary class in the end, it is better than persuading him to leave. The two squabbled in the playground and quickly finished 5 laps. Needless to say, Yechian Xin possesses 1/10 of the power of the Hellhound, able to compete against the average F-rank spirit pet. With his physical fitness, let alone 5 laps, even 10 laps without panting. As for Xia Xiao, although she lives in a wealthy family, it does not mean she is a pampered princess. On the contrary, there are countless supplements for feeding, and she also regularly exercises herself. Xia Xiao's physical fitness is better than ordinary boys of the same age. Although she was a little panted and blushed after 5 laps, she persisted. Back in the classroom, teacher Zhang Lin is giving a lecture. Although this is a new era, some of the previous Chinese and mathematics are not so important, but it does not mean that they do not need to learn theoretical knowledge. After hundreds of years of precipitation, humans have gradually learned a lot about the evil spirits, such as types, characteristics, habits, and weaknesses, which have been recorded in the evil spirit record. And what they want to learn is this evil spirit record: know yourself and know your enemy before they can fight every battle without defeat. If they don't understand the opponent, no matter how strong they are, it's very dangerous. And if you are extremely familiar with these evil spirits, you might be able to use the weak to defeat the strong. Although everyone's main purpose is spirit pet combat, there are still some people whose soul innate talent generally chooses to learn and research things about evil spirits or spirit pets. If you can develop a method of cultivating a spirit pet, it is extremely popular. When the time comes, even if you don't have the power to bind a chicken, you will be respected by many spirit masters. And if you can make a difference in this area, it will also make a great contribution to the country and mankind. This kind of person is also very likely to be admitted to the school for special training. Of course, these are not important to Yechian Xin. He who owns the system can see through any evil spirits and spirit pet information at a glance. It is no exaggeration to say that as long as he wants to, those peak academicians who know the evil spirits and spirit pet best in this world must worship at his feet. However, Yeqingxing's goal is to improve his strength, and he is not interested in this kind of thing. Yechian Xin didn't care, but Xia Xiao and other classmates listened very carefully. Many of them will become spirit masters in the future. Fighting evil spirits is an absolute thing, even for the future. Safe, then you have to listen carefully. Being bored, the one-day course is over. Xia Xiao treats guests to dinner at noon, and Yechiansin has already emptied his pockets after paying the rent. Only then did he realize that it is time to make money. It is always impossible to stay here at Xiaoziao. Eat and drink. Although he knows that Xiaoziao won't mind, he does. He is a real man, how can he rely on a girl to support him? Thinking like this, Yechiansin unconsciously returned to the apartment. When opening the door, Yechiansin found that the door was not locked. He clearly remembered that it was locked before going out. Is there anyone? While thinking about Yechiansin, he walked into the living room. At the same time, a door opened sounded from the bathroom. Yechiansin looked there subconsciously. Suddenly his eyes widened and his nose was a bit fiery. The nosebleed is coming out. I saw the bathroom door opened, and a beautiful silhouette appeared in Yechiansin's eyes. This was a young woman in her 20s with a delicate face and extremely sexy body, saying it's not an exaggeration to be a combination of an angel's face and a devil's body. But Yechiansin is accustomed to seeing beauties anyway, and neither Lin Ruoxi nor Xiaoziao is inferior to this beauty in terms of appearance. Although she is slightly inferior in figure, it should also be because of her age. What really made Yechiansin stunned and almost had a nosebleed, it was this beauty of the devil figure who was naked at this time, without an inch. Yechiansin has lived for 16 years, that's a complete little girl. A virgin, let alone looking at his naked body, just showing his long legs and abdomen can make him blush. This scene really made him feel a little overwhelmed for a while. And the beauty obviously didn't expect anyone to come. After a while, she ran into the bathroom quickly. After 10 seconds, she opened the door again. A bath towel. But this makes Yechiansin even more directly unable to help but spray a nosebleed. Sometimes, the hazy beauty is also unique. But Yechiansin quickly came back to his senses, quickly moved his eyes, wiped the nosebleeds, and coughed. Cough cough, what, you should be. Before he finished speaking, Yechiansin felt a strong wind hit his face, reflexively his body flashed, and an after-image flashed before his eyes. Soon he could see what it was, a dagger with cold light flashing. If he hadn't been hiding fast, the dagger would have passed his eyes directly. When the time comes, it is estimated that he would have become blind. The owner of the dagger is the beauty, and her cold face is also a little surprised at this time, obviously didn't expect Yechiansin to hide. But the astonishment only lasted for a few seconds. After a few seconds, she regained her cold eyes, drew her dagger, and pierced Yechiansin's eyes again. I rely on. Yechiansin only had time to say I rely on, he dodges quickly. At first glance, the beauty is a practicing child, and the dagger dances are like tigers and tigers. Yechiansin was a bit unstoppable for a while. After all, although he has 1/10 of the power of a hell dog, he does not know how to use it correctly. The beauty pierced his eyes with every move, which also made Yechiansin helpless, knowing that it must be because she had seen her body that she had to gouge her eyes. But this is indeed his fault, although he was unintentional, but after all, he has seen others, and it is not easy to take action at this time. Hey, beauty, first of all, it is true that I am wrong to see you, but I am also unintentional. We have something to say. Before we finished talking, that beauty however, he became even more angry, and the speed and strength in his hand increased a bit, which made Yechiansin a bit more impatient in his helplessness. It looks like I need to restrain you to speak well, I'm sorry. After all, Yechiansin no longer dodges, but grabs two of the beauty's hand. The beauty didn't know that Yechiansin was so strong. She didn't dodge under the enemy. She was caught directly with her hands, so she started to struggle. Yechiansin had no choice but to push the beauty down and press her under her body. Stop her. It's just that this posture is really ambiguous, but Yechiansin has no choice but to do this. Spirit Pet Creation Simulator Chapter 9 Beauty, I have absolutely no harm to you. This is really helpless. Although this posture is ambiguous, Ye Qianxin can't think of anything else at this time, so he quickly explained. Calm down first, and listen to me first. I am the tenant of this apartment. I just came back. What happened before was purely an accident. I have to say, Ye Qianxin's words really made this beauty no longer struggle. Let me get up first. The cold voice came from the beauty's mouth. Because the two were too close, a scent of fragrance drifted into Ye Qianxin's nose when she spoke, and Ye Qianxin almost couldn't help the bloodline spray. Resist the impulse, Ye Qianxin said. It's okay to get you up, but you promised me that I can't do it anymore. The beauty is nodded. Ye Qianxin just got up cautiously. Unexpectedly, at the moment of getting up, the beauty kicked her leg and the target was Ye Qianxin's little brother. Damn! Ye Qianxin yelled, and now he finally believed a sentence he had heard before, the most fascinating and the most dangerous, and the ancients did not deceive me. This little girl is too cruel. She actually kicked his little brother here. Even if his physical fitness is different from ordinary people, the place is extremely fragile. If he is really kicked, I am afraid he is the first court eunuch in the new era. At this critical juncture, Ye Qianxin didn't think too much, and directly resorted to shock. Sure enough, at this moment, the movement of the beauty stopped. Ye Qianxin hurriedly backed away. After 5 seconds, the beauty regained consciousness, and the eyes looking towards Ye Qianxin were full of surprise and attention. Just now, she felt that her soul seemed to be attacked by some power. Obviously, this was definitely done by the man in front of her, who could attack the soul of people. She became alert to Ye Qianxin in an instant. Beauty, your words don't count. If you say that, let go of you and you won't do it. Ye Qianxin said angrily. I moved my legs. Unexpectedly, this beauty answered like this, and Ye Qianxin suddenly had nothing to say. This girl actually played word games with him. Beauty, it was really a misunderstanding just now. I moved here yesterday. The landlord said that you are often not at home, so I thought you were not here today. This led to the previous misunderstanding. Let's talk about it. In fact, you are also responsible. Who told you to leave your clothes in the shower? Seeing that the beauty didn't seem to attack him again, Ye Qianxin finally sighed in relief and explained. The beauty wanted to say that she didn't know that someone had moved here. She only came back today. There had been no other people here before, so she came out without clothes. But after all, I still can't tell. You'd better forget what you just did, otherwise I have countless ways to kill you. Finally, with a cruel word, the beauty walked straight to her room. Beauty, what's your name? I'm also a roommate. Ye Qianxin asked the beauty, but she didn't pay any attention to it, and she closed the door. Ye Qianxin corner of mouth twitching, no wonder the landlord said she had a bad temper. After washing, Ye Qianxin also returned to his room, lying on the bed, looking at the ceiling, Ye Qianxin thinking about things. The most urgent task now is to make money. A penny is hard to beat the hero. Now he is not only penniless, but in debt. There are many ways to make money with Spirit Master, but most of the money comes slowly, and of course there are also fast ones, that is, being a mercenary and earning commissions. Okay, it's so decided. I thought. One night passed. The next morning, Ye Qianxin did not go to the school, but moved towards the mercenary go in the direction of the city. School classes are not obligatory, just like universities before the new era. There is nothing at worst when absent from a few classes, it's all consciously, and the tutor doesn't care so much. After all, this is for the safety of your future life. If you don't even care about yourself, these instructors won't even care. Ye Qianxin owns the system and doesn't need to learn it at all, so it doesn't matter. Mercenary City is the gathering place for all mercenaries in Jiangnan City, where you can receive tasks and earn commissions. Yeqianxing is also the first time to come to Mercenary City. I am not very familiar with it. However, I still found the mission hall by relying on the map, where he can receive missions and commissions. The mission hall is very large, with a huge screen in the innermost area on which many words are written densely. These are all tasks. There are also many staff members in the lobby who are responsible for receiving mercenaries who come to receive tasks. It can be imagined as a place similar to a bank. There are many people in the mission hall, all mercenaries. Yeqianxing randomly found a place to line up, and it took more than an hour to finally get his turn. "Hello, distinguished Mr. Spirit Master, do you come to take the task or receive the commission?" The one who received him was a girl of about 20 years old. It's pretty handsome, but the reception staff here are ordinary persons, or the innate talent is too low to contract Spirit Pet, or the family background is not enough to have Spirit Pet. In short, although the threshold for becoming a Spirit Master is not very high, the Spirit Master of the entire Celestial Dynasty only accounts for less than 1/10 of the total population, and there are very few excellent innate talents. "I'm here to take the task." The reception lady looked respectful when facing Yeqianxing, because the ordinary person had a feeling of inferiority to the Spirit Master. And Yeqianxing did not show arrogance, said peacefully. As a person who was once thought to never become a Spirit Master, Yeqianxing understands the suffering of these ordinary persons. To put it ugly, in the current Celestial Dynasty and even the entire world, the ordinary person serves the Spirit Master. Although most Spirit Masters are responsible for protecting the ordinary person, it is inevitable that some people who think they are expert always oppress the ordinary person. For example, before Zhou Wei bullied Yeqianxing by virtue of his identity as the Spirit Master. The reception lady was also slightly stunned by Yeqianxing's piece, and then she came back to his senses and said with a smile, "Then please show your mercenary badge." Mercenary badge? Yeqianxing was taken aback. It was the first time he came. I wonder if this mercenary badge is WTF. When the reception lady saw Yeqianxing like this, she thought he had forgotten to bring it, so she continued to say with a slight smile, "Dear Mr. Spirit Master, if you forget to bring it, you can also tell me the name of the mercenary group you are in. I have a record here." Yeqianxing with a wry smile, helplessly said, "Little elder sister, this is the first time I have come here. I don't have a mercenary badge yet, and I don't even know what a mercenary badge is." Huh. Miss Reception is hearing for a moment. She met this situation for the first time. Because even if some people are here for the first time, they will first understand the situation before they come, but Yeqianxing, this guy is completely temporary, and simply doesn't have time to understand this. Spirit Pet Creation Simulator Chapter 10. Little elder sister, do I need a mercenary badge to receive the mission? Yeqianxing asked unwillingly. Yes, this is the regulation of the Mercenary Association, and I can't help it. The reception lady said helplessly. How do you get the mercenary badge? Yeqianxing asked again. Since there is no exception, then you can only follow other people's regulations. Maybe it's professionalism, or maybe it's because Yeqianxing has a very good attitude towards her, so the reception lady didn't feel impatient because of Yeqianxing's basic problems, but patiently explained to him. Actually, the method to obtain a mercenary badge is not complicated. You only need to join a mercenary group officially registered with the Mercenary Association. When the time comes, your mercenary group will naturally the badge is issued to you. After listening to the receptionist's explanation, Yeqianxing understood that he still had to join a mercenary group first. Just, how do I join the mercenary group? Yeqianxing asked this question again, and the receptionist still answered him patiently. You can go to the recruitment square according to the map. There are usually many mercenary group recruits. Okay, Thank you, little elder sister, wait for me to find mercenary come again after the group. Ye Qianxing thanked him, and the receptionist waved his hands again and again. Dear Mr. Spirit Master, you are so polite. It is my duty to serve you. Listening to the respectful tone of the reception lady, Ye Qianxing, but it didn't feel very refreshing. On the contrary, he was sighed, and it seemed that after hundreds of years of precipitation, these ordinary persons were truly in awe of the Spirit Master. This kind of awe has penetrated into their bones and is difficult to get rid of. But after all, didn't the Spirit Master also come from an ordinary person? Why must they be inferior to them? Although Ye Qianxing sighed, he knew that he couldn't change these by himself, and it took time to take his time. Ye Qianxing said goodbye to the receptionist, then turned to leave, and just a few steps, a big man came to face him. This big man is unusual, full of flesh, especially this height, which is nearly 2 meters tall. Even if Ye Qianxing is already quite tall now, it looks very ordinary in front of him. This man is like an iron pagoda. The ordinary persons around him and even some spirit masters just look at him and their body trembles a little. This physique is simply non-human. Hush, keep it quiet, this is Kuawu, iron-blooded mercenary group. I heard that it is an E-rank driving spirit. What about the master? And this guy has a bad temper. If you let him hear what you just said, you will be dead. Iron-blooded mercenary group. The mercenary group of ranked first in Mercenary City, Jiangnan City. Some people who know the Iron Pagoda big man talked. But Iron Pagoda turned a deaf ear to his ears, and walked directly by Ye Qianxing without even looking at him. And Ye Qianxing also came back to his senses from a brief surprise, did not think too much, and planned to leave the mission hall. But just after walking a few steps, he heard noise coming from behind him, and one of the female voices was very familiar. It was the little elder sister who had just received him. Dear Mr. Spirit Master, please abide by the rules of the mission hall and do not jump in the queue. The reception lady said to the Iron Pagoda man. What's wrong with me jumping in line? Do you have any opinions? The big guy Iron Pagoda roared with a loud voice. The receptionist was just an ordinary girl, and her eyes were so scared that her eyes were red up. However, with professionalism, she forced a smile and said, Sir, this is our rule here, please abide by it. Your brain is sick? I intervene in their team, they have no objection, you still follow I said rules. What right do you as an ordinary person dare to say to Lao Tzu? Hurry up and do things for Lao Tzu. The voice of the big man Iron Pagoda was raised a few times, and everyone in the mission hall could hear it. Look towards here one after another. Regarding the Iron Pagoda big guy wanting to jump in the line, of course these people in line dare not have any opinions. No one dares to refuse him just by looking at his Iron Pagoda's average body. One thing is less, anyway, wait a while and won't die. But the reception lady seems to be determined to abide by the rules, saying that if you can't jump in the queue, you can't jump in the queue. Even at this moment, she was so scared that tears were streaming out, but she still did not regress. It's quite stubborn, don't do anything for Lao Tzu, be careful that Lao Tzu kills you. Seeing the reception lady still insisted, Iron Pagoda was completely angry. As a noble controller spirit master, in his mind, this kind of ordinary person is a natural lower class people, dare to disobey his own ideas, this is provoking him. Although there are laws in the heavens that you cannot kill people, in fact few people will follow it. Even if a spirit master kills an ordinary person, can the country still convict the spirit master? After all, many people now generally believe that the spirit master is higher than the ordinary person. The so-called law is only used to restrict the ordinary person. The receptionist was so scared that Warong was pale and trembling, but with a strong professional ethics, she still insisted on observing the rules. You really are courting death. The Iron Pagoda man could not help it, and grabbed the receptionist with one hand. Everyone present can think of it. Once caught by the Iron Pagoda guy, the girl is dead, but no one dares to come forward, and no one wants to come forward. For an ordinary reception lady to offend a powerful the spirit master, a fool would do this. However, the fool appeared after all. Just as the Iron Pagoda man was about to grab the reception lady's neck, a silhouette appeared in front of the reception lady at some unknown time and grabbed Iron Pagoda's hand. "It's you." The reception lady was taken aback. She was desperate and thought she was dead. Who knew someone would stand up and rescue her? And this person is just the boy who is not even familiar with the mercenary group. The Iron Pagoda man was also stunned, surprised that the thin monkey in front of him could actually grab his hand. Yes, Yechiansing is indeed a thin monkey in the eyes of the Iron Pagoda guy. But it's incredible that such a thin monkey can grab his hand. He also tried to increase his strength a bit, but his hand seemed to be frozen, unable to move at all. How could this skinny monkey have so much strength? This is the only thought of Iron Pagoda at this time. This sudden scene also surprised the others in the hall. I thought it would be a bloody scene. How could I imagine that the hero saving the beauty story will be staged here? Damn, who is this kid? Even Kogawa dared to provoke him. I don't know each other, the first time I saw him, but at his age, it should be just now. Chenyu Spirit Master soon came to the mercenary city for a stroll. I just met this scene. I want to have a hero saving the beauty. Hee, what age is it, and hero saving the beauty, provoke me. With Kogawa, this guy is considered useless.